She lost every swing state. She looked like a buffoon.
I'm not saying that
she's a disaster.
We began with our good friend Kamala Harris. Yesterday afternoon, shortly after we finished the program, Kamala announced that she will not run for governor in 2026. Since then, she has announced that she has a new book out called 107 Days. That will be out sometime next month, in September for those of you. I guess it's the last day of July. For those of you who want to make sure that that is on your calendar so that you do not miss the opportunity to buy that on the release day, it will be coming out in September. She also just announced, or it was just reported, that she will be Stephen Colbert's guest tonight on his Late Show. This is the very first interview Kamala will have done since her epic defeat in the 2024 campaign. She has, to a large extent, stayed out of public view for the last 6 months or so in the wake of that election defeat and the obvious inauguration day that followed. But I thought that we should first, let's start with this. Let's go on the record, Buck, if you want to. I don't even know what your answer is going to be on this. Do you believe that she will run in 2028? Or do you think this is effectively Kamala Harris waving the proverbial white flag and letting it be known that she is no longer going to be involved in serious politics?
You know what I've said all along, Clay. I am a firm believer in Kamala Harris is on her way to a chancellorship or some other quasi-ceremonial overpaid role at a UC school, University of California school, or something like that. So maybe she is, a senior something or other, a chancellor emeritus or something at the Brookings Foundation. But she's out of the political game is my point here. The fact that she's written a book about the 100 days, the only way this book could be worth reading and could be interesting in the least is if Kamala Harris was going scorched earth, and just lighting up every Democrat who crossed her, every idiot who gave her some of the worst advice I've ever seen. It was clear that she was advised, for example, not to do media. That was, and she started doing media when the public outcry was, hey, you're running for president. It's been a few weeks since you became the nominee, effectively. You have to actually talk to people. You can't just have the machine do all this for you. But now we get to Clay. Was it actually better for her to not do any of the media? Here is, for example, Kamala Harris.
Well, hold on. Before we get into the worst of Kamala, I actually disagree. I think she's going to run. I think she will run in 2028.
We got a stake bet?
Let me, stake bet on Kamala's future. Let me lay out why I think she will run. Because I understand
mark it down, team. Mark it down.
I understand your argument of she can get a multi-million-dollar relaxed job. She isn't actually a very talented politician. It's rare for Democrats to renominate a candidate who lost. I can run through all of those different things. I don't think she has anything else in her life. This is me getting into the psychoanalysis of Kamala Harris. One, she's 60. That is relatively young as these things go in the political process. Hillary, somebody can look up the exact age Hillary was. But actually, I think Hillary I can't believe Hillary has a life outside of politics in some way. She's got a daughter. She's got grandkids. She's got a husband that at least she has been with for a long time and has some sort of relationship with. I don't think Kamala actually likes Doug Emhoff. I think he's a loser. I think deep down she knows that he's a loser. Not a particularly likable or charismatic guy. She doesn't have any kids. She doesn't have any pre-existing life. I can't believe that. I'm not trying to just utterly destroy her, but I think she's an empty soul, and politics feels the void in her life that otherwise doesn't exist. There are other people out there that, and you all
See,
know them.
I would argue to you that Hillary Clinton actually has an even bigger hole in her soul and doesn't care that she has a husband who she obviously does not have any real, you know, uh,
Maybe, but she has a
deep.
daughter. She has grandkids. Like
I don't
Hillary,
think she cares about that either.
I think Hillary has a life that is more filling in its way than Kamala does. I mean, I can understand the argument. But I just look at this and I
Clay,
say,
she was utterly humiliated in this election. Utterly
Kamala,
humiliated. She lost.
yeah.
Yes, she lost every swing state. She looked like a buffoon.
I'm not
She was a
saying that
she's a disaster. But she
yeah.
can at least say it wasn't. Why do you think she wrote this book? It's trying to reframe the narrative of the disaster. Now I know you're saying, well, maybe that's to reframe it so she can run again in a few years. Clay, the Democrats are going to want to move on from
I agree with that.
everything Biden related entirely. And at least Kamala Harris can go out now on the speaking tour and take that chancellor's job at, UC San Diego or whatever, making $1 million a year to go to cocktail parties and sound like an imbecile. If she runs again, she has to put herself out there for other Democrats to further destroy her brand. Now she's a former vice president who was pushed into the slot. That's obviously I haven't read the book, but I can tell you what the book's about. It was, I did my best under difficult circumstances and please don't hate me. That's her book. It's not, I'm amazing, I'm the leader of the Democrat Party going forward. And Gavin Newsom, by the way, he is going to work all the donors. He's going to work the entire system in California. So there's not even a hint of a lane for Kamala to run. So we got a stake on this one.
I get the argument. Your argument is not a bad one. I just think she has to do this because I don't think she has anything else in her life. And I think there are a lot of people that advise her that also are incentivized to build her back up and convince her that she needs to run.
The thing is, some of these people are insane enough that I can't entirely, even if I think I'm certain.
They don't have anything else. This is where your argument of what do you actually lose by running for president is actually a good one. Like most people lose.
I mean, if you're telling me that is Kamala going to run in a few years and she's going to end up with like 5% or 10% of the vote or something, I'm like, maybe. But all right. Let's hear from all of you on this. We got a lot to talk about. You got to read.
Mm-hmm. Rapid radios, in fact. And rapid radios can be a solution if you have bad reception in your... I don't know what's happened. Now my cell phone's not working at my house anymore. I don't know if China's gotten to me. I've lived in the same house for a decade. All of a sudden, I can't get a phone call in my house. I don't even know what's happened. It's driving me crazy. We have rapid radios. I'm having to FaceTime people. You know what it's like to have to FaceTime another guy? And he's like, why are you calling me on FaceTime? It's because I'm on the Wi-Fi and otherwise it won't work. I'm going to have to give everybody rapid radios that I ever call because now I'm cursed and my cell phone doesn't. Is this like you? Do you have a kid? Do you have a mother-in-law? Does somebody live in a place where it's unreliable? Maybe you just want to have an additional way to communicate. Get hooked up right now with rapid radios, and you will be well on your way to being able to communicate all over the country. Even if you have a bad cell phone signal, even if you have unreliable cell phones, you can get hooked up right now. Limited time offer. Visit rapidradios.com to save up to 60%. Get free UPS shipping from Michigan, and when you use the promo code radio, you'll get an extra 5% off. That's code radio, rapidradios.com. We have them in the Travis household. I'm going to be talking to people on radios now. We're using them for my mother-in-law. Get hooked up right now, rapidradios.com to save 60%. That's rapidradios.com, code radio.